I'm sick of gay shit and games being boring.
Holy shit.
The subtext is just text.
Gay as heck.
Gay shit that is absolutely fucking batshit crazy.
I'm just your funky uncle.
Where is this going?
Hi, which is a bunch of people just said, we want to make a queer gaming event, and then they just said, what are we going to put in it? And then they just made it, and then they just kept making it every year. First, Bennington College, not like other games, a queer gaming convention. I used to organize this conference called the Queerness and Games conference years ago. I put together kind of like a mission statement. I think the students who organized this conference, I'm just speaking about it since I'm the professor of the class, but first time I taught this class, I was in the midst of doing that, and so I invited all the students to join remotely to the actual, Montreal Queerness and Games conference. But I felt there was something missing, because the Queerness and Games conference is always just about making something for yourself. The students who organized this conference, I think you named it Not Like Other Games because queer games are often not like other games. So for this new edition of Queerness and Games for 2022, I really want to capture that excitement of getting to make whatever you want. We're not only going to make queer games criticism, we're not only going to make queer games in this class, but we're also going to make a queer games event. Enjoy yourself, be playful, be encouraging, and be open to community. But also this event, though it's part of a class, was completely created by the students, so let's hear it one more time for them. And I'm not going to make a queer games event based on what I think the students should do. I thought I really want the students to do their vision, and I just want to support it. And little did I know that y'all's vision was going to be so expansive and intense and have so many amazing parts to it. I was so impressed when I put up all these options of what you could do that you basically were just like, we want to do all of it. Awesome. So welcome. Please enjoy our queer gaming convention. And the vision that you all have is extremely impressive to me.
So sweet. Thank you for talking with me.
Yeah.
Gonna run away.
The event was largely a success due to our constant vigilance. There was no time for slacking or even having fun. It was a strict work environment for the entirety of the convention.
And so without further ado, let's jump in. Yvette, you're presenting on Disco Elysium.
Disco Elysium, if you've never played it before, you play as a detective who wakes up in this trash hostel room with no memory, and you're tasked with both solving a murder and somehow piecing your sorry life back together. The primary mode of storytelling is text, and there is a lot of it. The game in total has over 1 million words of writing, which, Disco Elysium allows the player an enormous amount of freedom and control over their experience, but all the while reminds the player that, much like real life, no decision they make goes without consequences, and their choices are never free from scrutiny. Games are experiences defined by rules. The more choice you have, the less story. The less choice you have, the more story. And this is a generalization, not all games are like this. But what if you want to have both? Disco Elysium is a game that tries to manage both of these, and a large part of that is the 1 million words. The worst thing that can happen to a game is for them to try and have an enormous amount of freedom of choice, but to make that choice feel like they don't really matter. Ken Kitsuragi, man of my dreams. It's only a line of text, but it made me so happy. I still have the screenshot on the desktop of my computer. I've never made myself get rid of it, even though I really don't need it. It's a game that shows you the worst things that can happen when you try and it all falls apart. And then it tells you that it's still worth trying. Only so if Kim will smile.
So queerness as a form of existence is one of distortion, displacement, and uncertainty. It is an experience of transience and often one of detachment, depersonalization, and learning to lean into that distorted reality. To exist as queer is to be suspended in an unknowable place, in an unknowable time, often in an unrecognizable or unresponsive body. And there's a fear that queer villainizing is this sort of anti-representation, And the alternative being to ignore the reality of queer, abusive, or complicated relationships altogether. Experiencing curtain is all about perspective, your location in the space you inhabit, an open-ended question asking who houses who or what. And taken from the game is a quote: "We can pretend we are whatever we want. We can pretend we are whoever and wherever we want. Just keep it up and it's true."
Ultra kill is what I would call a movement shooter, which is a loose definition. Most shooter games where you shoot things have an element of shooting. That's true. To me, the meat behind these kind of games are active rejections of the concept of a speed limit. You may look at this and go, this cannot possibly be queer. It's just a bullet with a gun. Ultra kill engages with queer concepts of self-expression, the relationship to one's body, and lastly, what these two features combine to create. So basically, you can't see shit. The only thing you can do is preserve your momentum, go forward, embrace the discomfort of an unreadable image, and follow your gut.
Kim, why does he smell so good? Are you part of the homosexual underground? And make you want to like be able to kiss Kim, but you can't. You can never kiss Kim. In the game, that is. But like,
It's vital to have representation, or like have a space for representation that is portraying queer characters as being queer and abusive, or queer and complex, you know, because I feel like in the attempt to sort of like sell queerness as like a nice shiny like aesthetic over a game, it gets really like dulled down. You can see so many different kinds of stories in the media, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to take on all of those attributes. So it's not like a dangerous thing to choose to like engage with that kind of thing.
Can you say more about how you think queer games should feel, or what kinds of emotional texture they should include or not exclude?
I love that question because it's so based on like vibes, and I think that's like my answer is like, I don't know, it should be vibes based. And you know, it's kind of hard to say that like queer games should be any specific kind of way, but like for me, I like to explore that kind of expression of like liminal spaces, and especially like the kind of back and forth between like time and weirdness. So yeah, weirdness and vibes.
Engages with stories of like body horror and like kind of agency through, you know, the body and the flesh. I mean, I think like it can be enjoyed by both like casual, whatever that means, gamers, and like hardcore, whatever that means, gamers.
I was trying to start the game with like a lot of my points put into like physicality. So that changed all of my interactions. I was able like to do all these things that had never even come up for me before, that I just did not know were possible at all. There were so many interactions built on like every little decision you make.
Five. So 5 performers.
drag show was awesome. Probably top 10 drag show of all time. That's my estimation. There was a drag show? I was sitting at the welcome booth the whole time.
And I think this should work. Yes, and I'll just share Zoom. Today I'll be talking to you about how I helped develop Disney Dreamlight Valley. So I'll be specifically discussing a bit more the avatar customization portion of how the game was developed, since that was really where I had my hands fully in there. So who am I and why am I talking to you? So my name is Sophie Tétrault. I'm a game designer professionally now for the last bunch of years, which is pretty cool. So my role ended up becoming customization pillar designer. The game had 3 pillars. There's the life, like the sandbox aspect, and then the other one's the narrative. Like from the start, I was like, I want people to be wearing whatever, you know what I mean? My personal influences is something I wanted to talk about a bit for this project. My youngest sibling is non-binary, and they are constantly loving to explore their gender identity and definition. The middle brother, he came out as trans to my family. Just kind of further solidified my desire to make this game feel as welcoming as possible to people of varying gender identities, and especially the trans community. There's still a lot of different things to take into consideration when you're developing a game. So can you guys hear my cat?
Yes, we can.
Yes. So sorry, I think he sees some birds. Pick a few things that you just feel so strongly about, and then you go, okay, I'm going to really help build a defense or whatever it is around this topic. I think I'll give you a really quick little example. Sorry, give me 1 minute. Do you want to see the gremlin? He's yes. He's a little Mickey boy, kind of. Yeah. Very wrinkly, very scrunkly, super beloved. All right, buddy, you want to? He's like, please, I want to go. If anyone's played, there's this really cool feature I helped design called the Touch of Magic. There's this slight fear of like, are people gonna use this to make inappropriate content? One of the big things for me that ended up happening was that I was really adamant about having the headscarves and the turban models that we had in there. I really wanted them to be in the Touch of Magic tool.
Quickly,
my crazy
before
last
you
name.
do go, there's a question to know what your cat's name is.
Oh, his name's Cabbage.
I personally have no memory of what happened. I kind of just blacked out and woke up on the student center floor covered in name tags.
That's like the game that I will not shut the hell up about, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep not shutting up about it.
There was an extremely homosexual scene.
Hello there. Hades is a dungeon crawl, and by far the best one I've ever played, mainly because it has a good story, unlike others. That family has so many freaking issues, so I really enjoyed that aspect. And also just the gameplay, the colors, the soundtrack, all of it. Thanatos, the god of death, he's hot as hell.
One of my favorite things to do in the whole world is roleplay and write. Coordinate, we have to find a time and a place.
So true.
So true. And half the time it falls through. So what I do when I need to get my fix of roleplaying is I open up my client, so I use Mudlet, and I type in my IP address, and it brings me into a fantastic multi-user dungeon. And I've honestly written some really good things in that, and I've saved them because they were so poignant to me.
I have hundreds of hours in Skyrim. I hate that game. Okay, so it lets you be gay, of course, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's so progressive, it lets you be gay. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because I think being gay is good. If you want to be seen as progressive and inclusive for letting you be gay in a world, you should also, I don't know, give some thought to how gay people exist in the world, because you don't find any other gay characters, except for you can find a boat in a DLC or something that has a note from a dead gay guy to another dead gay guy, and you find their corpses or whatever. There's also a few scenarios where it lets you just bring up the fact that you're gay, because it's relevant to the conversation in some way. It's like, oh my god, they actually put thought into things. One of the ways you can recruit him as a companion is to walk up to him and be like, will this handsome doctor help me in the big bad wasteland? And he'll come with you. Yeah, fine, I'll go into this horrible irradiated vault for some dick. Sure. has lived with a man for 9 years and raised a child. His dad in the 70s in Costa Rica has gay sex on a beach in a pink cardboard box.
I was forced to watch it against my will.
No, what? Not against your will. You thought it was hilarious. He's called vampire because he's a vampire, right? So Jake says no, because he's bisexual. Why don't you know that, you idiot? Otacom's mom is a lesbian. Like mother, like son, I guess. I don't feel like pandered to, you know? We should have the stupidest, insanest, weirdest shit that makes us laugh. You know, a lot of the time, jokes related to gay people in any kind of media is punching down. I want us to be punching. You know, there should be a punch, and it should be coming from our direction to everyone else who's trying to enjoy the game and not think about the fact that there's gay people here, because there fucking are.
So, now we've been talking about Yakuza. Yeah!
Oh my god. I've heard so much about that game.
Yakuza's so good.
To be completely honest, I have never played a Yakuza game.
You've never.
I was at first, for the longest time, I sort of thought about these two, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, they're the protagonist and their rivals. He's kind of like an antagonist, but also kind of a friend, and of course people are yeah, they're totally gay, but it's those kind of relationships, you know, it's you see them in a lot of media, and they're never really truly canon or whatever. Majima sits on him, sits on him. This man's crotch is in this other man's face. Okay. Both very deadly and also really horny. Really fucking horny. And I was like, whoa. So I guess Yakuza is really fucking gay.
You help a dominatrix be more dominant.
Because it is a critically acclaimed skating game in which you fight cops. So what I care about is this. One of the most influential and important geniuses of the modern day. And that is because of his Twitter account. It has nothing to do with how good he is at composing, even though that has a lot to do with it. Mr. Naganuma is using Twitter more correctly than any other human being. Allow me to read for you. This is my talk. This is a bit. I have nothing to say about actual Jet Set Radio. I just want to read to you guys. I'm going to dramatically read some tweets from Mr. Naganuma. What the fuck, okay? And now,
I love Bogo's
more
Pizza.
tweets from Mr. Naganuma. I know there is a site for horny people called OnlyFans. You're not horny enough. Sorry guys, Hatsune Miku is not interested in you. Very important piece of life advice to literally never think before you speak.
So deep.
The fact that I signed up for this means that I'm following that very well.
Okay. How do you think it's going?
I think it's going really well. This is being filmed right after we got through the guest speaker presentations and the student micro talks.
True.
I was really thrilled to get those 3 speakers in.
They were really good.
They were all really good.
Oh yeah.
How do you think it's going?
They're so good. I honestly, the micro talks were really fun. I wish I could have typed in or whatever when Adam Ledoux was showing off some of the Bitsy games that were just at the top on itch.io, because one of them was Lua's game, and I was like, wait,
was it really? Was it actually?
Yeah, it was
Holy
it was called Bull Smoke, and I was like, that's the name of Lua's game. Is that Lua's game? It was oh my god.
That's awesome.
How do you think it's going? Okay, swag.
This slide?
Okay, wait, pause. See that projector screen? That was my big contribution. We needed a screen, and I found that one. Guess you could say I'm a bit of a hero. I wouldn't stop you.
So, I heard that your game was on the top page or something. Do you have any words? Do you have any words about that?
Yeah, I would say I was very surprised, and I thought to myself, wow, how did that get there? And also, oh god, I don't know if that's really ready to be played by people. But
It's so cute,
I felt
though.
happy about it.
It's so nice. You did amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mwah.
event for the class.
Oh my god, how's that going?
Are you guys ready for the cosplay runway?
Yeah, get it.
Okay, are your socks that you are wearing accurate to your cosplay?
The Transformer socks.
And with that, I will judge you beautiful. If your splicer was 5 years old, how many letters would they already know how to say? Ooh. I rate you excellent.
Yeah.
Val, do you have any comment on your affair with Shigeru Miyamoto, which resulted in your son Bowser Jr. being born to Mr. Miyamoto?
Oh my god.
Oh my
Do you have any
god.
comments at this time? Yes. Ha, nice.
It's a chainsaw dog. It's a dog with a chainsaw. I love
Oh my god.
Define girl boss.
This is going on the wall of
Who
items.
got? What did you get?
I got the
Oh my god, Bowser, tell us about your affair.
We have to know.
I need details. Mr.
We need details.
69. Here you go.
Oh my god. I just brought Rowan to get pizza. It's kind of sick. I realize I haven't been recording myself, so you get this lovely view of my face. Mwah.
You get away with anything.
Overall, I think it was a great day.
That you basically were just like, we want to do all of it. And then you proceeded to do all of it and to do it all so amazingly.
Oh,
My heart is so full right now.
that's so sweet.
Having been a part of this event. I've been trying to figure out the things that I'm most impressed by with Bennington students, and I think this event shows all of those.
And it's also gay.